Let's get seated. If you guys want to grab a blanket, grab some water, this is a good time to do so. I like to use a blanket to help my posture or to pad my knees depending on the day. Today's practice is going to be strengthening the core. I've got a 30-minute practice for you, 25 to 30 minutes. It's definitely geared towards, there's no balancing poses today, but I do want to start working towards them this week because I think they're a really valuable part of your practice. And yoga's not, it's not a competitive sport. Yoga is not even, it's very, I don't even know if you could call it a sport aside from the fact that it is very physically strenuous. It can be very physically strenuous and challenging, but that leads me into what I wanted to say is that yoga is something where you're competing with yourself and you're always trying to get better and each and every day and accept yourself how you are and challenge yourself and grow. So I really want to start working towards some balancing poses this week because they are fun and they add new and exciting challenges into your own practice. With that said, if anything we do today or in any of the streams is it's painful for you or you feel like you can't breathe, go back a step. Yoga is supposed to be healing and empowering. It should never ever be painful. So if you're feeling like, oh, that's not good on my knees, or oh, I really this is very painful, you can't breathe, just go back a step. Awesome. Let's get started. We're going to start seated today. You can start cross-legged. It doesn't matter which legs are crossed. I want you to imagine that you're leaning back on a wall, an invisible wall, and we're aligning our head over heart, heart over pelvis, toward engaging in our core. We have a very strong and engaged core. We're opening through our chest and through our heart space. Rounding our shoulders back and down, letting our hands drop and rest, either palms down or palms up on the knees, whatever's more comfortable for you. If you want to use a blanket here, you can tuck this blanket right underneath your tailbone to help align your spine. We're going to soften our gaze, close our eyes. We're going to come into our breath. I want you to inhale through your nose and exhale through your nose on the side. Inhaling through our nose and exhaling on the side. Have a few more breaths like that. Imagine drawing each breath out longer than the last. Relaxing the muscles in your jaw, the muscles in your forehead. Not collapsing in our posture, but really, as we breathe, imagine a string pulling from the crown of our head, pulling our body up and aligning our spine. Excellent. On your next exhale, I want you to drop the crown of your head towards the left side of your shoulder. So inhale, engage, strengthen, come up. Exhale, dropping that head to the shoulder. Inhale, come to center. Exhale, drop the head to the right shoulder. We're keeping our spine straight. The only thing we're moving here is our neck, or our head. Inhale, center. Exhale, left shoulder. Good. Drop those fingertips to the mat now. Inhale, center. Exhale, right shoulder. Take a few more of these. Inhaling, coming to center. Exhaling, dropping your head to your shoulder. Excellent. Inhale, come to center. Exhale, gently drop your chin to your chest, looking, sending our gaze down. And we're not collapsing in the spine here. We're keeping the spine straight. We're just dropping our head. Inhale, come to center. Exhale to our left shoulder. What we're going to do is we're going to imagine that we're going to do a neck roll. We're going to imagine that we have a pencil on our nose, and we're drawing a U all the way down and then up to our side. So we're going to send our gaze out over our right shoulder, drop our head down. Inhale, send our gaze over our left shoulder. So we're stretching the neck and turning the head here. On an exhale, bring it down through the center, dropping that chin to chest. Inhale, rolling up. Sending our gaze out over our right shoulder. Good. Exhale, dropping our chin to chest, coming all the way through center. Inhale, coming up, sending our gaze over our left shoulder. Take a few more of these here. Just gently and mindfully allowing the stretch to massage the muscles in your neck, in your traps. I'm zenning out. Good. Exhale, drop your chin to your chest, and inhale, come back up to center. Wonderful. All right. We're going to find some movement here. So since our fingertips are already on the floor, I want you to just start baby pulsing side to side. And you can pulse a little bit more each time until we're finally raising our hands over our shoulders, rocking side to side here. Engaging in our core, not collapsing here. And find whatever movement feels good to you as you spring up. And let yourself just fall naturally. Excellent. Come back up to center. Inhale, hands up over our heads, palms together. Exhale, hands to heart. Pressing up and pressing outwards, drawing our shoulder blades back and down, taking really engaged hands to heart here. Good. On an exhale, we're going to work our way into tabletop for just a second because we're going to go straight into downward dog. You can walk your knees underneath, hip points, hands underneath the shoulders, hands spread wide as starfish. Keep your toes curled under. Press up and out of the earth. Inhale, send your gaze forward. Exhale, send your hips up and back, downward facing dog. Excellent. Pedal it out if that feels good. Exhaling, bending your knee. Inhaling, coming back to center. Exhale, bending the other side, twisting, finding some nice movement here. Or maybe that stillness is just feels really good here. Sending our belly towards our thighs, bending our knees as generously as we need to here. Finding a slight bend in the elbows. Inhale, sending our gaze forward. You're going to rock back and forth and either step or you can hop up to the front of the mat. Coming up onto our hands if we're hopping up there so we don't crash down, but we find a nice lift. Exhale, forward fold. Dropping our belly to our thighs. Go ahead and have your feet spread as wide as your hip points right here. And on an inhale, we're going to roll our spine up as slowly as we can, imagining each vertebrae getting stacked on the last as we come up into Tadasana. Zipping up through the belly, straightening the spine, and finally that last thing to come up is that head. Open up your palms outward in Tadasana. Root to rise here, arms up overhead. Exhale, hands to heart. And let's follow that all the way down, forward fold. Plant your palms, and we're going to walk our feet together. So they're tight, zipping up, big toes together, zipping up through the thighs here. Generous bend through the knees. We're going to bend our knees, plant our palms, and on an inhale, we're going to send our gaze forward and up as we bring our arms up over our head. On an inhale, chair pose, finding a big beach ball of energy here, pressing our thighs together, finding strength in that. We're not clawing into the floor. In fact, you might want to raise your toes a little bit off the floor if that feels good. Finding a big beach ball of energy between our arms and drawing our shoulders down and back. Engaging in our core. Exhale, hands to heart. Follow that all the way down, forward fold. Rest for just a moment. Maybe walk your hips side to side. Maybe you grab your elbows and just hang here. Maybe you wrap your arms behind your knees, letting your head drop. Shaking your head, yes, no. Planting our palms again. Bending our knees generously. Inhaling and coming up, opening up through the chest. Sending our hips, keeping them still and back. Drawing our hands up over our head, chair pose. Drawing our shoulders together and down. Take a nice deep breath here. You feel that fire in your thighs. I know I sure do. If you're feeling a little bit of a shake, that's okay. That's wonderful. We call that prana or energy. Sinking a little bit deeper into this pose, bending your knees just a little bit more. Good, 2 more breaths here. Use your breath to really help you in the difficult poses. Good, exhale, bring it all the way back down, forward, fold, plant the palms. We're gonna step or hop it back to plank. Engaging in the core, pushing up and out of the earth, and exhale, lowering down gently, pressing into the tops of our feet. Inhale, baby cobra. Exhale, release. Curl the back toes underneath. We're gonna find some energy in our breath. Push up, and then send our hips backwards into downward dog. Good. Inhale, engaging in the core. Exhale, sending our hips up and back. Wonderful. Pedaling our feet out until they come together in the center of our mat. Or together in the middle. Inhale, we're going to extend our right leg up and back. 3-legged dog. Exhale, we're going to bring, on our next exhale, we're going to bring our right knee to our right elbow. And I want you to imagine, just like we do with, when we go into our plank, that you're coming up and over a hurdle. Coming forward into a 1-legged plank. Exhale, send your leg back, downward dog. Inhale, draw your right knee to your left elbow. We're coming into a side twist. Inhale, extend back, 3-legged dog. Inhale, knee to nose. Plant that foot in between your palms. Low lunge. Stacking our knee over our ankle here. Opening up through our heart space. We're not collapsing into our wrist, but we're actually pressing up and out of our fingertips. We could even hover them here if that feels good. If you want more, you can bring your palms to your knees. We're pressing towards the back edge of our mat with our left heel. And we're pushing ourselves up with our palms on our right knee. Exhale, release. Drop that back knee down. We're going to send our hips back, runner's lunge, letting our toes come up towards our forehead. Stacking here. If you need some padding on your knee, you can bring your blanket underneath or fold your mat over. Bending our knees generously as needed, and we're going to bring our forehead down to it. We're stacking our hips over our knee. We're not collapsing back. Good. Inhale, roll forward. Curl the back toes underneath. Lift that back knee, plant your palms, step that forward foot back into plank. Exhale, lower and hover, coming onto the tops of our feet. Inhale, bring our chest up, baby cobra. Exhale, releasing, curling the back toes under. We're going to find a big breath of energy as we engage our core here and push up and out.
and send our hips back into downward facing dog, doing the sequence on the other side. Inhale, push up. Exhale, sending our hips up and back, pedaling it out, bringing our feet together, finding a slight bend in our elbows, sending our belly towards our thighs. Good. Inhale, extend that left leg out, toes curled towards the front, or the toes curled towards the earth, excuse me. Inhale, thinking up and over that hurdle as we bring that left knee to that left elbow. Inhaling, three-legged dog. Exhaling, bringing that left knee to that right elbow in a side twist. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, knee to nose, planting that left foot in between our palms. Really drawing that back heel towards the back edge of our mat. Not collapsing in the pose, but opening up through our chest and through our heart space. Letting our fingertips hover if you want more, if this feels good. Drawing our palms onto our knee and pushing up and out. Sending our gaze upwards towards that front, towards the corner of the ceiling if you're inside, or the sky if you're outside. Exhaling, planting our palms, dropping that back knee. We're going to send our hips back as we roll backwards from our front foot, curling those left toes towards our forehead as we drop our forehead and our chest down, bending our knee as generously as needed. And once you've gotten to this point, if you want more, this is the point that you can start really trying to deepen the pose and straighten your leg. But if this feels good, like maybe your hamstrings are really tight, like maybe your hips are really tight. If it feels good, if you really bend here, just stay like that. The most important thing is we're coming into our breath and we're listening to our breath. Inhaling, rolling through that front foot, planting our palms, curling the back toes under, lifting the knee. Exhale, drawing that front foot back, plank. Exhale, lower and hover. Go ahead and just let your forehead sit here for a second and rock side to side as we rest in this pose. We've been doing awesome work today. Just giving ourselves a nice little head massage, a little massage on the belly. Finding some stillness here. Planting our palms right beneath our ribs, or beside our ribs, excuse me. Curling the back toes underneath. Big big breath of energy. I am all over the place this morning. Taking a big breath. Exhale, push up and out. Go ahead and lower your knees, tabletop. And we're just going to walk our palms back and sit on our heels here. If it feels good to curl the toes underneath, you can. You can just sit here for a moment. And just take a nice deep breath here. Zipping up through the core, really engaging here, stacking our head over heart over pelvis. Listening to the sound of our breath. Softening our gaze. Thinking about the intention we've set for ourselves today, or if we haven't set one, maybe this is a really good time to set an intention for yourself for this practice or for the rest of your day. And when you're ready, we're going to come onto you can come onto the hips, or just come on through. We're actually going to come to a seated position, extending our legs out in front of us. Go ahead and pulse your legs back and forth, giving the backs of your thighs a nice little massage here. Rocking our ankles side to side here. Spreading our legs a little bit. And rocking back and forth. We're going to plant our palms right behind us. You can either plant your palms or come up onto your fingertips to help us stay straight in this posture. Bring our legs together, and we are going to bend our knees as generously as needed for this next one, for the seated forward fold. Think of that big string pulling up on your back, pulling your spine straight. And we're going to inhale, root to rise, draw our hands up over our head. Exhale, engaging in the core. And I want you to think that you're about to throw that big beach ball over. So we're gonna throw that big beach ball up and over as we send our chest towards our knees, keeping our heart open here as we do this until we finally get to where we want to be. And then we can relax here, letting our head start to fall down, not fall, but or collapse, but just kind of roll forward a little bit. Getting a nice stretch in our neck. Knees are bent as generously as needed. It's the same thing as with our runner's lunge. You want to actually really engage in the pose first before you start trying to straighten out and try to go deeper. Maybe rocking the neck side to side here. Getting a nice stretch in the center of your shoulders, in your lower back. Good. Inhale, slowly drag yourself back up. We're going to bring our heels in and together. Let me turn so you guys can see. And we're going to open up our feet like a book as we press the back blades of our feet together. And you can draw your heels in as generously as needed here, or let them stay out as far as whatever feels good. We're gonna grab our ankles, draw our shoulders back and down, chin parallel to the floor. We're gonna just make little butterfly pulses. We're not clawing into our ankles here. We're just resting our hands here, using some push as our ankles have tension out and pull. And using our breath to just guide our movements, finding a nice rhythm here. Good. Find some stillness. Inhale, root to rise. Draw our hands up over our head. Exhale, hands to heart, pressing out. Taking a breath here, drawing our chest to meet our thumbs. Exhale, release. And we're actually going to walk our fingertips out in front of us, keeping our chest open as we do so. If it feels good to just come forward a little bit and plant your palms, and you can stay there. If it feels good to come down onto your elbows, go ahead. You may find that as you start to get into a pose, the more you breathe, the more you actually want to go further into it. Or vice versa, the more you breathe, the more you realize that a little bit less is more. Good. Inhale, come back up, slowly and mindfully, walking our hands back to center. Bringing our hands to the outsides of our thighs, we're going to actually push them together and make our way towards our backs. Oh, very nice here. Go ahead and extend your arms up and over your head, stretching everything out here. Maybe pointing your toes, stretching your fingertips wide, rolling your shoulders underneath you. Good. Exhale. Draw it all in. Make little fists with your feet, fists with your hands. Exhale, extend on out. Engaging in your core, we're going to draw our knees and plant them, rounding so the spine is flush with the mat. Inhaling, drawing your knees to your chest and hugging them. We're going to rock side to side here, giving ourselves a nice little back massage. Very nice. So inhale, we're going to actually slide our hands to the insides of our feet here. And this pose is called Happy Baby. And what you want to do is draw your hands down as you extend your legs forward. So you're going to push and pull. Now maybe just this. Maybe this is good. But if you want more, I want you to really focus on that push and pull here. Play with it a little bit, extend your feet and your legs out. Listening to the sound of your breath. Drawing your chin in, so our neck isn't extended and it's not collapsed, it's just very neutral. Good, exhale, slowly release, extending our legs out. Letting our feet drop towards our sides, walking our shoulder blades underneath our heart space, our chest, letting our hands just fall open, drawing our chin in just a little bit. Shavasana and corpse pose, listening to the sound of your breath, appreciating that you've taken this time for yourself today. Remembering that throughout your entire day you can come back to this moment. You can always revisit this sequence. And if you do need to move on with your day, do so slowly and mindfully. I highly encourage you to stay in Shavasana for as long as feels good here. Be kind to yourself. Be kind to your family and your neighbors. I know it's getting into the time now where a lot of us have been stuck inside for a few weeks. Drawing our hands to our forehead together, our palms together, thumbs to our forehead. Namaste. Thank you. When you guys do come up, do so slowly. I don't want to get a huge head rush. Thank you so much for sharing your practice with me this afternoon, this morning, depending on where in the world you are, this evening maybe. I really, really appreciate it. Please, please, please like this video if you enjoyed this practice. Don't forget to subscribe. I'm here every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday teaching, and 5 p.m. tonight we are also teaching a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu class. Chris is in charge of that one. I'm just his practice dummy, and I get to learn with you guys. You can follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at Heart and Soul BJJ, and we do have a Discord channel. The description should be in our bio. Thank you guys so much for sharing this practice with me. I really appreciate it, and I hope you have an awesome day. Bye, guys.